Alrighty, I'm going to rebatch some soap today, and I'm going to cut the soap that we made yesterday, hot process. 4 pounds of, what was it? Goat's milk and shea butter. This is soap that I've shredded, and this is, I mixed a little turmeric in with it because turmeric is good for your skin. There are a lot of things in the kitchen that you can use to make your soap. I think I'll put a little sea salt in this too. I'm sea salt crazy. I love sea salt in soap. I'll just put that on there right now. Alright, let's put this in the crock pot. The crock pots are there. I'm going to move them there maybe. Well, it's nice when you plug it in. Now, doing the hot process soap making, rebatching soap, there's not a lot of stirring. It's already really thick, so it's not a lot you can do. You just have to let it melt. You have to let it melt down. Not much you can do. I mean, you can, but, you know, the best way is to let it melt down. So we're gonna, the crock pot is on warm. Salt and turmeric and a bunch of soap pieces. It's not all gonna fit. Okay. Well, I have 2 crock pots. Courtesy of the, what do you call that? The resale shop. And plug it up. You know, some soaps I just don't like the texture. You know, and I don't want to use it. Like some shoes or some items of clothing, you just don't want to wear it. There's nothing wrong with it. What's this brown soap? I forget what this brown soap is. A lot of this green soap. I really thought this would fit into one crock pot. I didn't like this green soap I rebatched off camera. I didn't like it. I didn't want to put it on my skin anymore. I just didn't like the texture, that's all. Just didn't like the texture. So when you triple mill a soap, you change the texture. That's why it's so good. That's why people holler about triple mill. You're changing the texture of the soap. Turmeric and sea salt mixed in here. And this is gonna be going for a while. And I mean a while. We'll be in here tomorrow and maybe the day after that with this soap. It's about even. So a lot of green soap in here. I spilled it. You want to keep spilling. Let's go sit down. So, waiting on someone to come pick up. Ow! Yeah, see? Pick up some soap. Thermometers are important in soap making because fragrance has a flash point, and when heated over that flash point, the fragrance evaporates, and no one wants that. I used the old-fashioned meat thermometer because it was so hot, and my digital thermometer, the battery had ran out. So, all right, we'll come back to this. And I'm not going to put any water in it right now. But ready to go is some thistle. I'm sorry, cactus. Prickly pear cactus. Cacti are anti-inflammatories. I'll repeat. Cacti are anti-inflammatories. So this is the strainer with the safflower. That safflower infused grapeseed oil. This soap is for me, by the way. I hadn't intended to sell it, so if you want some, I will sell it to you. But what's in here is an infused oil with sage, bay leaf, anise, the infused cacti. That means I took it and I boiled it, and it's a really thick, viscous. It's a thin, viscous substance. It's slippery, slimy. Well, I mixed it with some oil I infused with herbs and some coconut oil soap, 100%. So I'm going to need an amount of water, but just not right now. It has to get going on its own and do its thing. And both need to be on. There. Both crock pots are on, and we're just going to sit and wait. Bucket. And we wait. The waiting game. Hi, it's Leslie. Hi, it's Leslie. I'm going to cut that rebatch soap today. You guys missed it. I went on and put this in another mold altogether. Once I cleaned out my wooden mold, I just decided that, you know, I'm not dirtying it back up. So I just used another mold. Box mold. You guys are seeing this just as I'm seeing it, so I hope it's gonna come out all right. I left it in again longer than I was supposed to. I was like, oh my god, it molded. No, I forgot. I put botanicals in the bottom of the box so that the botanicals could be on the top of the soap. And I smashed them in. So I think I'm going to have to stand up for this. You know, the plastic stuck in there, look. Plastic stuck in there. Again with the plastic. I'm going to have to go get something that's a little bit more appropriate. Yeah. Now I should measure this so that it's even. It is 4 3/4 actually. 6. So that means 2. And we got 2. What is this? I'm looking for the visual middle. You know, there's the actual middle and the visual middle. Which one looks and turn it upside down. So I don't want to push all those botanicals through. Measure it over. It appears to be the visual middle. You could also use a regular. You could use a regular knife for this. It's very hard. Oh gosh. Because I used so much salt. I'm in love with salt in my soap. That's what you're really supposed to cut it. Oh Lord. And it's not even. And actually, this is best. Cut it this way. So you can use a regular knife. But this knife is very thick. I should not have waited as long to cut it. It's still not even. This is the underside. It's like a brick. Now this is Rebatch soap for us here at home. I mean, I don't sell any of my soaps to anybody who wants it, but let's use the lighter box. You can do the whole thick 1 inch. Granted, again, I think I need to stand up. This is very, very hard. Yeah. It's not even. Yeah, this is an end cut. And see, I'll just take this potato peeler or apple peeler. See? Calendula is a very healing product. It's marigold petals. The calendula, right here, calendula, that yellow. Yep. This is a substantial piece of soap. Oops. It is. It's substantial. Or remove the miter box. And just, well, tick off the we want to do 1 inch. Again, this is my soap. Scraps. Scraps. It's like really thick modeling clay. That's the consistency. These are just, scraps that I've had. Scrap soaps. You know when you save your scraps? just the consistency of modeling clay. See? Consistency of modeling clay. It is so pleasant in the morning. No kids vying for my attention. Calendula petal and lavender bud on the top of these. Look like I just took them out of some bale of hay or something. I just took all of the spare soaps I had, too small to use, and there you go. You melt them down. I added water and coconut oil soap to increase the lather ability. My homemade coconut oil soap, because I added extra oil to it. I wanted to make sure that these were emollient, very, very emollient. It means moisturizing. I mean, this is man soap. Well, let's go lather with it. Yeah, let's go lather with it. This is, I don't know how it lathers. We're gonna find out now, aren't we? Okay. If you guys saw the Three Stooges junk I was pulling, you were like, what's wrong with her? You know, I don't know. We've been trying to figure that one out for a really long time. Okay, you can just look at me. Just there. We could go in the bathroom. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. There. Alright. Let's close up the particulars so you want to see my artwork. Now, I'm a bit of an artist too. Just for fun art. Just for fun art. Yep. There. Let's try it. The soup? Oh, granite man soup. It's a block of granite. Okay. Oh wow, this feels great. This feels nice. I like this. I didn't have any bubbles. Oh, there's some bubbles. You know, I might rebatch this still and add castor oil to it. But it's just creamy. There's no bubbles. Because I put oil in it. So yeah, I'm going to rebatch this. Because I like bubbles in my soap. I do. I like bubbles. Like this one. This has got bubbles in it. See? It's creamy, but it has bubbles. So I want to rebatch again. So this will be quadruple meal soap. Because I need bubbles in my soap. Must have bubbles. So let's get back to the drawing board. Okay, remember yesterday when I had the soap demo? And I cut it and then I washed my hands and it didn't lather up to my expectations. This is what happens to soap that doesn't obey. I chopped it back up and put it in the crock pot. And now I'm going to do something to it, experimental. And I don't know if it's going to work, so you'll find out when I find out. Since this is, you know, soap just for me, I hadn't planned on selling this. But I want to see if I can increase the lather content of this soap while it's in its liquid state. So bear with me. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Still. I only need a little bit of water. And like I said, this is an experiment that I hope goes well. I really, really do. So, here are all my ingredients. I hope you guys can see this. I need to measure out my water in grams. I'm going to measure it out in this. You just zero out. Grams. Oh, it's very frustrating. Really? I don't normally measure in grams, so it's hard for me to even eyeball it. But sometimes you can catch the rhythm of how much to pour. Okay. Actually, I need a scale that goes, wait a minute. It goes to 3 places. So these must be the numbers before the decimal. It was 132 grams. 964. There. And of 61 point, 21. I need 21. Tear it out again. And I want to be safe. So I'm going to put it into a container. Just because as you see, I have I can't actually measure it accurately in grams. What I'm doing is making a castor oil soap, 1% super fat, to counteract the 11 or 12% super fat that I know that the Rebatch soap is. The more unsaponified oils, which is your super fat amount, you have in your soap, the less astringent or fewer bubbles and creamy lather you'll have. I like creamy, bubbly goodness. I like soapy goodness. So now I tell you, when I used this bar, there was absolutely no need for any other product. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. No need for any other product when you're done using this bar. Same thing with the that sea salt shea butter botanical soap with some I think I put seaweed, calendula oil, infused oil, and shea butter. I used that in the shower earlier today. Oh my God, you just don't need any other product on your skin afterwards. Seriously, you don't. Which is great. When you're in a hurry, you can get out the shower and just keep it moving, you know. If you're working with kids and everybody's moving at their own pace, you know, it can get a little bit frustrating when you have lots of steps to complete before you can even leave the house. It's frustrating. So, I'm going to eyeball this. I got the scale right here. I don't have to eyeball it. And I'm going to use ounces. Yeah. I need 1 ounce. Okay, 1.1 is enough. I always brine my soaps. I do. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. No, I'm right. Grams. See, I'm not used to work. It's kilograms and then grams. Not really used to working with a European system. But the amounts were so small, so minute. Alright, so you guys know what comes next. Make your your sugar water solution and let it dissolve completely. Let it dissolve. It's going to take a while for that to dissolve. And yeah, I'm fixing it. I need a cameraman. And anyway, I was watching Candy Coated Nights yesterday on Wednesdays. I watch it on Wednesdays. Oh my God, they had Benzino and Kirk Frost on there. Rashida's husband. These guys are from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I love that show. One minute, Rashida is telling this woman that wants to put her on, get her career on and popping, no, I'm choosing my husband still to be my manager. And then they're renewing their vows. And the next minute, she's pregnant and he's questioning the pregnancy. I don't know what kind of question. It don't matter. You don't question anybody's pregnancy. They married. They've been married a million years. 14, he said 13 years. I'm like, Rashida's so pretty. Especially now that she's pregnant. And she's so nice. And she seems that quintessential good woman. And it's like, I never remembered Kirk being turned up with anybody. I know it's just a reality show, but it's fun. It's fun. These are fun things. And he went to Benzino's cabin to get turned up or whatever. But see, Benzino is a single man. I'm not taking sides. I'm just saying he's single. And Benzino is free to do as he please. He's not even in a relationship, he said. He said he's looking for love. Anyway, you guys need to go online to Candy Coated Nights to watch it for yourself. They have it on US streams. Or you just Google Candy Coated Nights, KKN. I love that show. It cheers me up. It reminds me of Soul Train. Started in Chicago a long time ago. I was born in 1966. And it was started in black and white. They were in, I guess, somebody's basement, and they were dancing. It was a show just dancing. Everybody know what Soul Train is. But look where it ended up. Started at the bottom, now they're here. I mean, Candy already got her things going on. She's already, remember, Escape and all that. And then she's doing something else. I love that show, Candy Coated Nights. I do. I love it. It's interesting. They ask the questions I want to know about. I want to know, too. So, we have to make sure this sugar is dissolved completely, or it'll cake up, and I don't have time for all of that. So, this is basically just, you know, I'm making castor oil soap, pure castor oil soap, and I'm gonna you guys could come back later because it's gonna take a while for this to dissolve. Oh no, maybe not. I know you guys can see it. And then I'm gonna put the castor oil in this container. It's better to have the container too big than too little, and nothing else. It's already hard enough. It already has enough oil in it. Super fat. It's probably about 12%. I'm like, you don't get a lot of bubbles unless you put a lot of castor oil in it. And since I put that other infused oil in, it was infused with anise or something. And this is, you know, stuff I'm using for me. And if you know me and you want to borrow this, fine. I don't care. But I'm looking for the perfect soap. I want to scrub all day. Don't want any dryness or ash. And I want super, super duper bubbles. Creamy goodness bubbles. Creamy, bubbly lather. Like when I showed you in those other soap demos. I don't want any dryness whatsoever. And you need to work to achieve that. And that's what I'm doing now. Like things occur when you see it happen. I'm seeing it happen too. And it wasn't enough bubbles for me. So I'm like, if it's not enough bubbles for me, maybe it's not enough bubbles for y'all. And that was just this particular soap. You saw the other soaps. They were creamy, bubbly, lathery goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, I used a little bit of that bentonite clay and goat's milk soap in the shower. And the calendula, I used both of them. Oh, you talking about creamy, lathery, bubbly goodness. It was like putting a mink fur on your skin. I love it. Like I say, I don't know if I can afford my soaps right now, because every little bit of money I get, I try to buy ingredients, because I'm hoping other people will want to enjoy my soaps along with me. And that takes money, time, and commitment. Anything you want to do successfully takes money, time, and commitment. I don't know any other way around it. So if any of you have a better way or a better thought process, please comment. Because money, time, commitment, and consistency. You have to do it all the time. Like a Chinese water torture on it. Just never give up. They call it doggedness, resilience. Whatever you want to call it, that's what you got to have. I'm looking for investors in this too. Yeah, I see that. Some botanicals. So I have to let this this lye, my alkaline solution, this needs to cool. So I don't know. I watched Candy Coated Nights last night. And you know, part of it, I kept losing my internet connection, so I'm rewatching it today. And Kirk was explaining how he and Rashida are trying to get their marriage back on terms and all that. And Candy said, nickname Benzino, Operation Bullshit. Like every time you come around, talking about going out, because they kept threatening to take Todd, Candy's fiance, out. And she was like, we can all go out. But you know, they brought up an interesting topic. Like this phenomenon of women going to the strip clubs with their men. And I'm like, really? You know, I guess. It's like, no, you can't shake in his face. You know, it would be purposeless. There would be no purpose. Because I wouldn't want to do that. It's like, you want to see somebody shake? I'll shake in your face. You want me to, hey, I'll shake in front of all these people's faces. If that's what you want. I'm just saying. I don't know why I'm like that. But no, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want my man, you know. Even if I'm sitting right there, I just know I am extremely selfish. And I don't even know if I should work on that. I know a lot of guys like that. They don't want their girlfriends turned up to some man's face. Even if, I mean, they might work at the club. And they want to pick and choose who she get to shake for and whatever. I'm like, I guess. Whatever works for y'all. I'm just saying. You know, a person's heart is nothing to toy with. A person's affections is nothing to toy with. Unless you're some type of scam artist. There's no reasoning with those types of people. Because they in for money, crime, whatever. But if you're just a regular person, a person's heart and emotions is nothing to toy with. That's how most domestic situations jump off. It's going to take a while. And you guys, we're going to be right back. Okay. We're going to go ahead and here's my castor oil in here. And here's my brine alkaline solution. I want to stand away from it. See, it's thickening up. You know, you're wondering what we're going to do with this. We're going to put it in our soap. That's what we're going to do. We're going to put it in our soap. Alright. I'm going to stir this. This one was very soft, remember? Remember it was very soft? I'm sorry, very hard because it wasn't plugged in. And I didn't realize that till later. Neither one of these soaps have been properly stirred. What did I do? I took a nap, actually. Stir that up. Oh, dear. This one is a whole lot stiffer than it. Alright, I think I'm going to pour one into the other, so I can turn this off. I do not intend to add anything else to this soap, so I should not have a problem having it all in this pot. There we go. Oh, I know what I was saying. I was talking about KKN, Candy Coated Nights, and I said it seems like for every woman that's been spurned, Kirk Frost is now the target. Women all over the place are just stopping him and fussing at him, and wherever. Candy says she posted the flyer for yesterday's show, and all of her fans were, or some of her fans were booing and hissing at Kirk. I was like, yeah, for every woman that's ever been hurt by a man, he's now the official target. They're directing all their anger on him. I don't know why people have to be hurt. I don't know why people do things that they know are hurtful. Sometimes you don't know it's hurtful. That's different. That's a misunderstanding. And then sometimes, you know, you're just a little spiteful. You did it to me, so I'm going to do it back to you and pretend like that's not the reason. I don't like that. I avoid any situation where somebody's acting sillier than me, because I'm not trying to take care of anybody emotionally. I want to be taken care of. I want to be the recipient of the care and the loving and the tender. Of course, you know, it'll be reciprocated, but there'll always be a dominant party in any relationship. Now, you may not be the dominant party. You may not agree. But some people, they like to be the initiator. And it's whatever works when it comes to relationships. Alright. I'm going to give this a good stir. I need to put this back on. I need to, oh Lord, set that down. This is just soapy water that I just got out of this crock pot. You know, you fill it with water so that you get the extra bits of soap out. I like starting with a clean crock pot. Relatively clean. A clean palette. Alright. I stirred it with the paint stirrer. It's nice and mixed. And I'm going to let that cook. Remember, we put the raw soap in there. It needs to cook. I think it does. There. So that's that. Now we sit and we wait. And wait. And wait. I chopped this soap up. It took maybe, I think I did it yesterday, day before. I get lost in the process. And it takes a while for it to melt back into its liquid state. And that's what happens with true soap. If you heat it, it turns back into its liquid state from whence it comes. When it's cool, it's in a solid state. It makes tons of soapy bubbles if it's not too emollient. Remember, if you put too much oil in your soap, it will moisturize, but it will not bubble and lather very well. So I did some things to increase the bubbly lather content of my soap, but yet not decrease the moisturizing content. Is that bar $2.64 more expensive? Yes. Because I used castor oil. It is. But I know that I use this soap, I don't have to use another product. And the last bar of soap that I scented smelled just gorgeous and lovely in the shower. That cedar wood, oh my God. That cedar wood and lemon and eucalyptus, it smells so good. And it lathered up. I had to really work that soap to get the lather going, because I remember I did the demo, it lathered up well, and so the other part of it I hadn't used, and I'm lathering up, and it lathered, you know, normal lather. But the thing with my soaps, it's not normal. They're not normal lather. It's super fantastic double bubble, bubbly soapy goodness lather. It's that and above. It's above average lather. For above average shower experience. And that soap is good for my skin. It is. I had some places to heal up quicker because of that soap, which is good for me. So when I'm ready to pour this soap into a soap mold and using this, then I'll be back in what, an hour? I'm gonna let that cook for about an hour. Okay. All right. I'm gonna pour this in here. Oh. Okay, that's hot.
Take your smartphone, tablet, whatever, on board Pace Bus and take it moving while we take you to work. From catching up on you to catching up with friends and family. It's easy on Pace, and so convenient. The savings are relaxing too. A Pace rider can save up to $3,000 a year in commuting costs. So travel in a relaxing Pace. I've got to get back to Earth though. It's been a great ride on Pace. Why don't you on board with a better commute? Call 847-364-PACE or visit pacebus.com. Pace, connecting communities. The only thing harder than the weather is listening to your favorite R&B jams on our radio. Listen to over 1,500 live radio stations and create your own custom stations with 15 million songs. iHeartRadio is now in all 7 million phones within a day. 25 years of today's R&B, Chicago's special. And old school. WPAZ, Oak Park, Chicago, B103.
Okay. I'm gonna put this over there. Smash her down a little bit. I want this is the top of the soap. I want it to be relatively smooth. I can imagine me getting in trouble for all that. So I'll just turn that down. And as you see, I have some more batter left. So it's always important to keep things out the way. And you give it a smack to get the air bubbles out. And then move it. Okay. Ahead. And the soap is hot. Oh dear. It's very hot. Alright, that's because the whole crock pot is quite hot. Now keep in mind this is soap for me. I started out rebatching a bunch of little pieces because when they get so small they're hard to use in the bath and shower. So that's not going to work. Once it starts to form a skin, it becomes difficult to work with. My candy thermometer. And then it's round, but you just cut it in half. You have a nice flat surface and an interesting shape. Yeah, see, I'll just take that off and pop it out. It's like, I don't remember putting any oil on that. Alright, and that's it. And you put water in the crock pot so that it's an easy cleanup because it's just soap. And we'll see you when it's time to unmold and cut. Alright people, let's get to it. This is the second unmolding of this particular soap. I had to cut it down and rebatch it because it didn't lather enough for me. Since this soap is basically for us at home, I say what's good on the lather. Now, the one that came out of here, the one that came out of here, this is it. I just cut it in half. You would have thought that I'd have. Oh, that's grams. Alright. Ounces. This is 5.7 ounces. It'd be $5.70 if I were selling it. Alright. This is it. Oh, some markings on here. I can't actually see this because it's dirty. Another good reason to have soap water. Yeah, just add water on anything over here and it'll get clean because it's soapy. Soapy goodness. Alright. This is actually a pastry color. Alright, let's just see what's going on with this. I just need to get to the halfway mark. Alright, let's just use this. It's like, just a little less than 5. So like right here. This is like half maybe. And it's too thick to push it through here. So I'm just gonna have to eyeball it. I don't cut straight. I never have cut straight since kindergarten. You know, you didn't cut that straight, Liz. I know I didn't cut it straight. I don't cut straight. Some people have the uncanny ability to cut everything straight. I am not one of those people. And I want the soap to be this size. And what'd you say? Get to it. You take it too long. Oh, no, actually, this is right. You know, once you cut it, that's it. I don't want to rebatch it. Measure twice, cut once. And see, it's domed on top, like as if it were bread, because I overfilled the mold. That looks about even right there. And it's my son in the background. Oh. This was done yesterday. And you're only supposed to let it stay for 5 hours and then cut it. But I wasn't feeling well. Alright. It looks good on the inside. Okay, now let's put it in the miter box. Cut it into 1-inch pieces. It's the consistency of clay. It is. See, the miter box kind of helps you keep it straight when you have a problem. It's the end piece. How much is that? $6. These aren't for sale. It's just old soap scraps that I rebatched because they got too little to use. I know we all do that. That was 6. 5.7. So about at 1 inch thick, they're about that. And the scent held really well, even through 2 rebatching, which is triple milled actually. You pay extra for triple mill. It's more labor. That would be $6.60. Actually, if it had added, it has bentonite in it, which is why it's gray. So that would be $6. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 7, 20, something like that. I'll have a calculator on hand, bet. And a lot of you like, I would pay that much for soap. Some people are already hip to the game, just to use a little 70s slang, and they don't want to be in the trick bag, okay? And the man got you over a barrel. I'm just telling you. Your skin is the largest organ on your body. The things you put on your skin matter. If you know you do things, okay, we all grown, then why would you want to compound the issue by doing something that you could easily not do? Use this natural soap, even if you made it yourself. I just looked at YouTube for like 3 or 4 months. I read everything available online for the other 2 or 3 months. And I wasn't well. I just sat there and watched it. I'm just saying. I mean, why wouldn't you? Now I'm going to make these wavy. I mean, why wouldn't you try to counteract some of the stuff you do? That's my whole thing. If I can counteract some of the stuff that I have done, then, you know, good for me. And this soap is good to me. It is. This soap is good to me. It has not let me down yet. Oh, I like the wavy cutter. I think that was the first piece of soap equipment I bought. And I use this soapy water after I get through. You see this has water in it. I don't know if you can see that off camera. It has water in it. Has water in it. That's soapy water. You see how slippery it is? Yeah. I'm just saying. I do as much as possible to counteract the dumb things I have done in my youth. Just to give myself, my body a little break. Things you rub on your body are just as important as the things you take into your body. And, you know, most of us live in the city or an urban area where you're going to have contact with pollution. So, we're an industrialized nation. We cannot help but to be in contact with industry. That's our economy. We have to work. We have to produce. And this is where we are. Moving forward, I decided that one of the things that I can do was put good things on my body.
Worry about the bubonic plague.
Yeah, on the news, they found a squirrel that has the plague.
Okay, yeah, this is not moving forward. This is moving back to 18th century Europe.
He really
What's next?
loves
We all
attention.
become Neanderthals?
He really loves it. The plague is a very painful disease. All right, let's see if it soaps up. All right, now we're going to test the soap. I'm going to test this one first. The little cute round one. The little half moon one. And I hope it is soapy soap because I don't want to rebatch it anymore. Oh look, it is a soapy soap. It's nice and thick too. You can take it and just rub it across your skin.
Like all her fun.
Mama's big, sweet.
I will start wrapping open mic by M&M. And let me warn you, it has to hurt you.
Yeah, I'm going to use this right away because this will be helpful to me. If you have a braided skin, you rub bentonite clay on it. It helps draw out any type of toxins or foreign bacteria, germs, whatever. See, this is, I wouldn't sell these because the additives that I put in here, they leave gray foam. This is just for me and mine. Look at that. I put lavender flower in it. Calendula is in here. So I'm going to be rubbing this completely over my skin. And it's a little bit of activated charcoal in here too. Look at that. Look at that. There we go. But like I said, it has a colored foam. And most people want a white foam. They don't want to, you know, it stuff all over them. If you have a medical condition, surgical scars, things of that nature, this would be an excellent soap. And I fit into that category. And I'm getting ready to go use it now. Because I just needed it to have more lather. And now it has more lather, more bubbles, thanks to castor oil. And a little bit of sugar. So, alrighty. See you later. Don't forget, order myself, $14 a pound, $30 for 2 pounds. I'm sorry, hotprocessedsoap.blogspot.com. Thanks.